Mercury in Sagittarius. Freedom of thought is what Mercury Sagittarius strives for. You communicate in a positive, forward-looking manner. Your ideas are very big, but it's possible to and very wise to use tact when you see all the little holes in your arguments. Remember, you mean well. These people have vision. Not always thrilled about focusing on details, Mercury and Sagittarius like to expand their mental horizons through thinking and reading about larger subjects. Your first through knowledge can be crazy, but you have little patience with dry academics or cold hard facts. You have a restless intellect, you like to learn, and when given the freedom to think for ourselves, you are truly interested in the topic at hand, and when the things say you're learning are fun. Even though your definition of justice might confuse some, Mercury and Sagittarius defends justice and freedom. You have a whole slew of principles you follow, or at least defend in conversation, and you'll gladly talk about any of them with anybody. Your positive attitude is both your strength and your weakness. After a conversation with somebody, you'll probably feel stimulated and invigorated. They make life a little better for their positive outlook. Sometimes that positive attitude can be too blind to reality. Organization, too, is not good with Mercury and Sagittarius. Who has the time for organizing anyway? When the clutter around you gets too unbearable, you're given to the trash for piling things instead of putting them in the rightful places. You do appreciate lots of room, or at least the illusion of space, and when they're working, studying, or thinking. So your office might look all right at first glance. Open up a drawer or closet, and you will find it's bursting at its seams. Conversation with Mercury and Sagittarius are always interesting. You can't help but admire your positive attitude. At your worst, you will preach instead of talking. You may not be intentional, and you can get Mercury and Sagittarius into all kinds of trouble. A good debate is hard for people in this position to pass up. Mercury and Sagittarius think they are very open-minded. And they are in spots. But you can come across as quite strong at times. You'll be first spotting bias or prejudice in everyone else's communication, but you'll be a little bound up on your own. You're not always the best listeners either, and not picking up in your conversation. Bluntness of speech is a trademark of Mercury and Sagittarius. You get impatient with indirectness and beating around the bush. It confuses you. It may even make you angry. A surefire way to get under your skin is to play mind games. You may not always pick up on mind game at first, but when you do, you won't be amused. When you're not fired up about some issue or another, you are fun-loving. You love to laugh, and it's usually pretty easy to get you laughing.